It's Hiker Dude Dad, back on the ATinPA. We are just got dropped off by an awesome shuttle driver named M. You can find him on Gut Hooks there. That's where I found his number. Picked me up at Pine Grove Furnace State Park at the general store and brought me down here to Shippensburg Rd, the big flat area. This is where I was dropped off, or where I ended up after my last hike, and we're back on the AT. So gonna do about a little over 8 miles today and go from big flat here to Pine Grove Furnace and end up at the general store. And today is Tuesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I did see the sign on the general store. Up until this point it was only open weekends, but there was a sign that says May 1st it is open every day. So I am hoping to have a little ice cream when I get there. It is if you're doing a through hike, it is the point where you do the half-gallon challenge. No way. Not after an 8-mile hike. I don't even know if I could do that anyway. But I am definitely going to have some ice cream there when I'm done. Little mini serving, because these are my mini hikes. So pretty quick into this. We've got our halfway marker. Halfway between Georgia and Maine. Carved bear up there. Maybe this is the marker. I know it moves around and everything like that. So it does say 1,096.5 miles on it. On all trails and such, there's a couple different places where the actual midpoint can be. So I don't know if this is official right now. I think it was official in 2020. So that is not my midpoint. My midpoint in Pennsylvania is going to be, I'm going to call it Roush Gap. That seems to be the midpoint of my 230-ish miles. So should get there soon. I am in the 40% completed area here. I think this hike will push me up towards 50%. Okay, so here is the midpoint in 2018. So I guess there's going to be several of these. Half point in 2018, overall length was 2,190.9 miles. So 1,095.45 each way to Springer Mountain in Georgia or Mount Katahdin in Maine. Love to know the name, the story behind this name. We're at Dead Woman's Hollow Road, crossing that. Gotta be one of the more morbid names out there on the trail, so I'd love to know that story. Kind of a big wide open area here. So the AT cuts off to the left here, but I want to check out this Animishner cabin. It's down a blue trail here, just a quarter mile. It's another PATC owned cabin that you would reserve if you are coming out to stay. If it's anything, cool like the Milesburn cabin, oh, check it out. So we basically went across a really open field. Had some trees, but it really, compared to most places on the AT, definitely felt like a meadow or something. And here's the Animishner cabin. Got a porch swing up there. There's a spring out that way. Looks like a little shed. Picnic table, grill. There's a delicious sounding blueberry trail that leads down to 233 and 2 miles. And a trail that leads back to Dead Woman Hollow Road. Gotta do something about that name. Not bad. I do feel like every Blue Blaze trail off the AT says that the target is 1/4 of a mile away. This felt more like 1/3 of a mile plus. But I think they try and stay optimistic by saying everything on Blue Blaze side trails is 1/4 mile. So really pleasant trail, really easy, not a lot of rocks. Just met a gentleman back there. I don't know if we can still see him, but by the name of Not Yet. Do you have a trail name? Do you have a trail name? Not yet, not yet, not yet. So he got named Not Yet from New York, but he's out here finally finishing up Pennsylvania. He started at Harper's Ferry, and he has put off Pennsylvania. He's done all of the AT except Pennsylvania and just the very end from like New Hampshire to Maine. So he's finally, can't say not yet anymore. He's finally doing Pennsylvania, and I told him this section of trail is not representative of the state. And he knows, he's ready for it. I believe we're around, if we're not in it by now, we are very close to the Tumbling Run Game Preserve, which may actually be down that road, but just a sectioned off place. I think for a while here there's no camping or anything due to being a game preserve. Finally I got to the 1100 mile mark. What a journey. 1100 miles this year. No, that's not for me. That's for people coming from Springer Mountain, Georgia. Not me, but very cool little painting there. And I know for a fact seeing those kind of markers energizes people, really keeps them going. Very nice. Can't be said that you can't find a little R&R in Pennsylvania. Roots and rocks, baby. Roots and rocks. Okay, so trail splits here up to Sunset Rocks. So it'll split here, it'll run parallel going north, and then rejoin the AT past Tom's Run here. That was not Tom's Run back there. I hear water ahead and looked at the map again. I had some wrong info, but it should be right up here. This is Tom's Run. Anyway, Sunset Rocks was a decent trail. There's supposed to be a beautiful overlook up there. I didn't notice that when I was up there. I think we were up there late summer last year, early fall. Jay and I went up and weren't impressed with Sunset Rocks, but we had just earlier in the day done Pole Steeple, which is amazing. I'm actually thinking about doing that while I'm out here after I finish up this hike. Just doing the 2 miles up and back, the short trail to Pole Steeple. Spring back here. A lot of nice chopped firewood. See a privy back there. Picnic table here, I'm gonna eat a little bit. And then the shelter is over there. There used to be 2 shelters. Believe I read there was a fire at one years ago. So, and we're back on the trail. Not Yet caught up to me back there. Had another good conversation with him. Real nice guy. So this trail is super easy, this section. you know, haven't really run into any difficult terrain, and it's just been a gentle downhill for 5+ miles. I only have 3.5 miles to go, actually. Definitely gonna be wrapped up here by noon. So yeah, I think I might just do a little quick uphill to Pole Steeple. Check that out again. Okay, coming up on another midpoint. Midpoint sign. This one looks super official. We are 1,090.5 miles from Springer and 1,090.5 miles to Katahdin. Yeah, not my midpoint, but for a lot of people. Right, so we're around the 6-mile mark on the hike, and the woods have kind of thinned out around here. We are in the Camp Michaud area, so there's a lot of history in this area here with Camp Michaud. Its history kind of spans 3 centuries, honestly. I'm kind of trying to keep my eyes open for a like a low stone wall. It would be remnants of a barn that was probably built by Hessian prisoners of war in the Revolutionary War. Soldiers that were taken by George Washington's men when they left Valley Forge that Christmas in a surprise attack Trenton. A lot of their prisoners, Hessian soldiers, were brought here to Camp Michaud. There's a barn, like I said, foundations that were probably built by them, and they put them to work here. We are close, not too far from the Carlisle Army Barracks, which even back then was a thing. And so they would bring the soldiers here. And that was in the 1700s, in the Revolutionary War. Apologize, I'm going to look at notes here. But in the 1800s, we'll get to a spot ahead here in Pine Grove that was actually the Iron Master's Mansion. There was a spot on the Underground Railroad. So they harbored slaves escaping to the north, which is awesome. And in the 1900s, in World War II, Camp Michaud was again used for prisoners of war. It was the home of high-ranking military officials that were taken prisoner in Europe and Japan. I'm gonna check my notes here. It included Nazi submarine commanders, German tank commanders from Rommel's Africa Corps, and officers from the Japanese Imperial Army were all brought here. Up to 1,500 prisoners were here. So again, we're close to the Carlisle Army Barracks, and we're in the middle of the woods. This was a secret location in World War II. There's not that much information out there on it, but this was a rather large prisoner of war camp for German and Japanese VIPs, high-ranking officers. So yeah, the history here of Camp Michaud definitely spans 300 years. Heard something over there, some kind of a skink or a salamander or something there. I heard him moving, and then I saw the head. I thought it might be a snake, but yeah, something with legs scurried off. I hope I got that. I hear a lot of water running down to the right here, and I do believe that's our second crossing of Tom's Run coming up, because we should almost be back at the where the Sunset Rocks Trail rejoins the AT after a 2.5-mile detour. There's Tom's Run again. right around the corner from those bridges is Sunset Rock Trail. In the video I'll link here, this is the way that Jay and I took when we went up there. Again, wasn't my favorite. Some people do like it. Only one way to find out. Hike your own hike. Did the last uphill here, and it was one of the rockier stretches, flat and smooth, but not sharp and jaggy and ankle rolly. But now we're going down this series of wood steps, and it's all downhill to Pine Grove Furnace. We'll get to a point here where we're passing a bunch of cabins and summer homes, and then we'll kind of walk along, cross 233, walk along a road, and then we'll be there. Getting close now. A lot of cabins here. Cabins, summer homes. On Route 233 here for a bit, and then we'll enter Pine Grove Furnace across the road on the right. This is the Iron Master's mansion at Pine Grove Furnace. It is, that was a stop on the Underground Railroad. Now it's a hostel here on the Appalachian Trail. So holds a lot of people. I think they can sleep 75 a night or so. There's a couple private rooms if you want to step it up. But otherwise, yeah, normal hostel. Somebody's sitting here at the general store, so I think it's open. So it is ice cream time, and I am done with this hike. I am pretty much going to I'm gonna go over and do Pole Steeple. Tack that on at the end here, little post-credit scene. But we are here. Thank you for watching. Check out our next videos, subscribe so you know about them. Thanks a lot. Bye. All right, so at the Pine Grove Furnace General Store, and I got my pint. A little bit of chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm gonna house this. It's lunchtime, and I ate my lunch for brunch. So, not doing the whole AT, I'm only doing Pennsylvania, so it's a pint, not a half gallon. Here we go. There we go. It was just under 10 minutes. Last big bite. I don't know why I got the one packed with cookie dough, but it's done. All right, so after doing 9.1 miles on the Appalachian Trail this morning, and just 13 minutes ago finishing a pint of ice cream, cookie dough, in less than 10 minutes, we're gonna go climb Pole Steeple. Sounds like a solid plan. They don't call it Pole Steeple for nothing. No pain, no gain. Apologies for the huffing and puffing, but I made it up here in 18 minutes. Flew up that hill. I feel like the cookie dough has solidified and baked into a cookie, and I may barf it off the overlook. but how worth it. Saw a lot of people on the way up, but I've got it to myself.